So, folks, let's take a look at the smartest minds in conservative media breaking down what's actually going on with Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson. And who better to pull it on it than a team of super sleuths who are experts in friendship for everyone.
With the new Tesla brand Android X body, you too can live life as an immortal consciousness. Just remember to pay your subscription, and all copyright works need to be licensed.
Yeah, if you don't pay the subscription, though, bad things happen. You're gonna lose. First, you lose your creativity. Then you lose your logical functionality. Then you lose your emotionality. And suddenly you're just a mental figment of imagination in a jar. That's how they get you. Nathan, thank you for the $5 dono. But here we go. Here's a clip from the hit podcast of Actual Friends titled Actual Friends. Oh, it is muted. Real quick.
You're a fan of Stalin's.
Mm-hmm. We don't need to go into that, I guess.
We'll circle back to that.
Tucker Carlson will have on a Hitler-friendly pseudo-historian to minimize the Holocaust and blame Winston Churchill for World War II. And he will call him America's best and most honest historian.
It's true. Tucker Carlson is a gigantic piece of shit. Ben Shapiro was actually correct about that point.
My question, does anybody have any idea what Tucker is doing? I'm just so confused.
Oh my God. This is genuinely, this is such a horror show. We got Sage Steele, Dr. Drew, Russell Brand, Jillian Michaels, and Dave Rubin. The finest minds in all of conservatism coming together to figure out what Tucker Carlson's all about.
Does anybody have any, I don't want to speculate, but do we have any information about what this is all about? Is it just to create action?
The only thing I can
like, come on, Russell Brand, why aren't you wearing a shirt? You're on camera, dog.
Tell you is that over the course of the last year, I reached out to him privately several times to offer to have a totally open conversation on either of our shows. I considered us, at least friendly the way that some of these public relationships are. He blurbed my first book. He credited me for going independent because he saw I could do it. I've been on his show many, many times. And
Dave, I don't have much advice, but maybe you need to stop going out in the sun so much because you're starting to look like a beat up catcher's mitt, man. Like just a lot of look, I'm far be it from me to criticize, okay?
Why does Russell Brand sound familiar? I feel something at the back of my mind.
You might remember him from hit films like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which I don't know. I certainly feel weird watching now that I know that he's a gigantic piece of shit.
Never took that up. I also offered to broker peace between him and Ben, and he didn't. So, and there's multiple other public people who have said similar things. So I can't speak to what's in his heart. I can only speak to what the actions are.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's all you can ever do about anyone, Dave. I'm sorry, you don't have like a heart scanning device like Dr. Drew over here. And even if you did, Dr. Drew doesn't know what you're thinking because you don't think with your heart, you think with your mind. Come on now.
I don't know Tucker well enough in that way. I was only on his show once, and I'll say long before he went independent, he was the guy that I looked to every single day, every single night on Fox News because
God, that's such a stunning indictment of your intellect.
He's the one that said, bring him on. And people with completely different opinions. And
he was the guy who would do such great monologues. And of course, we learned later on that those monologues were written by a white supremacist. But, he's probably fine other than that guy. That one guy who is an avowed white supremacist for like 2 decades prior to being outed.
Backgrounds and ideologies, he was the one that encouraged and actually had the conversations that nobody was willing to have. And most importantly, he pushed back. And that is why he became Tucker Carlson. So that's why, to me, it is just confusing. And I literally don't know enough to even fairly speculate. To me, that's disappointing. And Russell, I think we all are actually on the same page. I want to hear more from Nick Fuentes because he is so dangerous that we need to completely understand it to prevent him from getting deeper and deeper into the minds of our children. Because as Jillian said, and I said earlier, that is why we're in the
Russel Brand looks like he's going through some shit. Like this is some like midlife crisis writ large, while also having sexual assault allegations
the
against
Russel
him.
Brand shirtless and in bed moment. Majority Report covered him being shirtless earlier today, and Sam was dying. As was I. I almost woke my housemates.
Like, he's literally just like feeling himself on camera. Can you guys, like, just real quick, can you guys imagine if I was just like on camera going like, ah, yes. Yeah, you know, I'm really thinking about this. Like, it's super uncomfortable and gross. Don't do that. But it's so much worse because he's just shirtless, like feeling his nipples. It's weird. And like, my understanding is that he's frequently shirtless on this program. And it's just kind of like, why are you guys doing a show with this clown? He's not even willing to put on a shirt. He looks like he just woke up from a nap and he's being inconvenienced. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. Think of the numbers you could make if you did the same thing.
If I see some motion below camera, I am gonna be very worried.
Oh, like, it's almost like, I guarantee you he's doing some weird, gross shit off camera as they speak.
Position that we are in New York City today, because we just said, we're going to keep this thing quiet. It'll go away. It's New York. They'll do the right thing. They always do.
I'm sorry. Are you Sage Steele? You as a woman are talking to Russel Brand and saying, it's New York. It'll go away. They always go away. Like, to Russel Brand, the man who has like 5 credible rape allegations against him? Oh my God.
When you silence, it can potentially turn into this, and that's what's happened. So, freedom of speech.
She's like, yeah, no. When you silence people, it can get a lot worse. And Russel Brand is just like stroking his beard like, yes. When I've tried to pay off my many victims of sexual abuse, it has gotten worse. Like, he's just like contemplating all of the mistakes he's ever made.
First and foremost and always. So it's not about silencing somebody. It's about going deeper and understanding and then educating people based on that.
I also think there's like just an internet culture part of this that no one's grappling with properly. So, for example, if you look at the 5 of us, we all conduct ourselves in slightly different ways, but like somewhat similar in that we're all kind and open and willing to hear other ideas. And if you were to look at our audiences, like, our audiences aren't going to be filled with rage and anger, and they're going to have like a wide variance of opinions and everything else.
Yeah. Our audience has a wide variety of opinions. Definitely not just one conservative hive mind. No. You're all very smart, independent thinkers. All of you. Just very, very good little peepo. I love when he isn't speaking, that he's staring in the middle distance like sad Affleck. Okay, I do want to know, is he going to say anything during this show, during this clip? Because if he doesn't, that is going to be extraordinarily funny.
He's cultivated something. And again, some of it's legit, the anger that his audience has because they're young white men who have been told they're horrible because they're straight and white and blah, blah, blah. But what they have created on the...
Also, who's telling straight white guys that they are terrible for liking women and being white? The only people that reinforce this messaging are conservatives, by the way. Like, it's you're just talking about conservatives who hate on like straight white dudes, you know? Like, I don't know. I think straight white guys can be great. And like, in the cases where they're not, they should be, you know, called out for it. And like, the same as anybody else when they fail to live up to being like a decent neighbor.
The underbelly of the internet in Discord and some of these other things is just this absolutely, Jordan talks about this a lot, this like crazed, nihilistic, let's burn everything down, destroy everything attitude. So partly what also happens here is if you just say something that's true, You just lay out whatever the truth is. You get some likes and some clicks, and people are like, "Oh, that's nice."
Like to the extent that straight white guys are horrible, it's because of people like Dave Rubin. Like, can we be honest about this? Like, to the extent that like bad behavior is normalized among straight white guys, it's because there's an enormous propaganda machine trying to reinforce awful behaviors and a sense of entitlement to like women's bodies.
You said something that's true. Now you say something that's completely psychotic or inflammatory, or you attack somebody, or you call them all the things that none of us want to say. You're going to get a zillion likes from these people, and you're going to get all the retweets. So then all of the influencers, I think this is what you were alluding to, Sage, all of the influencers who suddenly don't have an opinion on this, they have opinions on everything, but they're afraid to have an opinion on this. I think it's fairly obvious what's happening. They just don't want to deal with the hate. It's as simple as that. They know that he has weaponized the internet in a way that there is simply no way Sage Steele could weaponize the internet this way, because you're a good, thoughtful person. None of you guys could do it. I couldn't do it either.
Yeah, Russel Brand would never weaponize the internet against people accusing him of sexual assault.
Yeah. And I think when you look at some of the comments from the quote groypers, it's everything you need to see and know. Because people are like, oh, he's just jokes, just funny stuff. It doesn't really mean it. Like, oh, I didn't know that was funny, but thanks for telling me you find it humorous. When you look at the comments from his followers, that is everything he stands for. That is everything he promotes. It is happening in real time. I'm sorry, Sage, I don't need to understand the KKK and I don't need to understand Hitler. I
mean, it might help if you did. Like, I don't know. I feel like understanding Nazism is a pretty important thing to understand in order to understand our current context, don't you? Hey, I think maybe understanding the KKK would be a good thing to do in America, where the effects of the KKK are still felt to this day. I don't know. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Wait, Vosh made a video on this guy a while ago. Doesn't Russel Brand have a cult, or he joined one, I think?
Well, he's been like playing around with the idea of joining the Catholic Church. I don't think he has, but he's been like, oh, I'm going to join the Catholic Church. He's going to be a Catholic convert, but I don't think he's actually done it yet.
If we wanted to get into and psychoanalyze Nick Fuentes.
But like he is a new age hippy dippy, seller of nonsense. So
as God bless, obviously his mom didn't love him the right way. Dr. Drew can handle that one on someone else's show.
Well, isn't he closeted? Everyone says he's gay and closeted.
I don't know. You're the gay expert here. Like on young gay men, Dave Rubin. Do you think he's gay? Also, Russel Brand still hasn't said anything.
Who knows? I don't even care. But what I do
Russell,
care
you
about,
have incredible gaydar. Gay or not, you had him on your show.
I mean...
yes, Russell Brand, the ultimate gay understander.
I care that cool people...
Fantastic.
I don't know, guys.
Drew, what do you think about just sort of the
It was fantastic? What?
Psychology of audiences online and like the selective pressures that we're all under.
Why are these TV doctors right-wingers? Because they care about making money and holding on to money and building their profile rather than doing actual medicine.
As creators in terms of how the internet works.
Yeah, it is interesting. This is a bigger topic. How do you avoid getting captured by an audience? Because there are underserved audiences out there that are so grateful when you create content for them. And essentially young white males are one of those groups. They feel.
Or the audience of Riverboat Jack. As everyone knows, everyone is extraordinarily thirsty for content, and I'm happy to provide, of course, for the yearning masses.
Marginalized, they feel been told there's something wrong with them, and to some extent conservatives generally they've been in that group. How do you maintain material that gets them interested and also maintain your objectivity and your willingness to be open to all ideas? There's something here that's mysterious to me, this idea that the young males think it's funny. I mean, what do they imagine they're doing? I'm now fascinated by this.
What? It's not it's not a mystery. They think it's funny to make you mad. They think it's funny to offend you. Like that's the humor comes from your social reaction. The same way like an elementary school bully gets their kicks out of like big reactions from a fellow classmate. That it's the same concept writ large on the internet. That's it.
Group. I mean, it must be the
Groypers. And you know who did this effectively?
Why did you cut? What did they cut out?
Charlie.
Yes.
Kirk. And, you know, I look at my young son, he's 13 and a half.
Yeah.
And white kid. And he responded to Charlie. I got involved in listening to Charlie because I wanted to know who my teenager was listening to. And of course, they called.
Man, the fact that you let your teenager like just watch Charlie Kirk and had no like compunction about that, like, oh, okay, all right.
Charlie, every name under the sun.
Yeah.
So I began listening to him. This is a man who adored his wife. This is a man who adored his daughters and talked about protecting them. This is a man who talked about chivalry when going on a date with.
Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk, noted humanity lover.
Women, you know, and the juxtaposition to him is a man who says women want to be and roughed up.
I think you're so onto something here. I think so much of the outrage has to do with Charlie, and no one's kind of saying that properly. It's everyone.
Man, it's so convenient to invoke Charlie Kirk's name when he's no longer around to advocate for what he actually believed in. It's so convenient to these people to use Charlie Kirk as a fucking prop. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was going around talking about how he would force his daughter to have a rapist's baby. Like, I don't know. Yeah, man, fucking loved chivalry, that guy.
He's known what this kid's crappy ideas are. And again, none of us understand fully what Tucker's motives are. It's something about less than 2 months after the murder of Charlie, the guy, the one person he did not want to be part of all of this. Literally, the one person. Tucker welcomed him in. And that is another piece of this that just, because we're only 2 months away from the death of the assassination of our friend, and that he chose to do that.
God, I do have to say, there is a sick, perverted, dark part of my heart that has a desire to see these absolute stupid moron dipshits try to pretend like they're scared of Zoran Mamdani's speech. I kind of want to watch it, and I know it's going to be painful, and it's also an hour long, and I don't think I can justify that level of time investment into that. But I guess whenever this segment comes out, if you are interested in me going through this and you will watch that, comment down below and let me know, because if so, I will subject myself to this to satisfy my own horrid curiosity and your own. Because these people are maybe some of the dumbest morons talking about politics. And I mean, what is even Russel Brand doing here? The only thing Russel Brand said was after Dave Rubin was like, I don't know, man. Do you think Nick Fuentes is gay? He was on your show, and Russel Brand was like, oh yeah, he was fantastic, and that was it. It's the only thing said, and he was on screen for like 3 minutes. Anyway, you guys are gonna have to comment on the video that I put out here when it comes out, because I'm not gonna do that tonight. I could tell you that much.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, dating, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord.